live. Oh, it says got it.
Got it.
Because we're now being streamed, and I'm totally unprepared whatsoever, completely, foolheartedly. But we're going to do this anyways. And you know what? It's probably going to be awesome.
Oh, yes. It's going to be
Images.
nothing but awesome.
Your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada. I'll be your host, Joey Only, Brandon Hauk, over in Brooks, Alberta, with all the weather news because I lost track. I was fighting fire for a few weeks. So occasionally I just disappear off the radar, and everyone has to accept that, including TV and radio people. Sorry about that. Thanks. And I'll be sure to mention that when we're recording, how awesome everyone's patience is. Believe it or not, we're back. So share it around. This is the good stuff. Hit like and hit shares, and you can there's an emoticon. You can make a reaction or show support there with a cash donation or all that, right? So I'm just finished putting the link to Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers, and I'm going to share it to the Comedeorological core group and the green group, all that. Brandon, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great today. Yes, we've had lots of storms, lots of fun weather to be had.
I see Imogen's here. I haven't looked down in a while. So hi, Imogen.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Seems like the appropriate response.
And Frankie's already shared the link to the meeting to the green room group. But that's okay.
Damn it, Frankie. Frankie's good for that.
And Frankie's already here, so obviously he's with us.
Franklin about.
Well before recording time, here's Frankie. That's great. The whole gang. Welcome to the early part of the show, Frankie.
I'm doing great so far, guys. How was your day?
Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's been a while. Good to see you.
I found a note from Base Guy. One of the motherboard died in one of Base Guy's computers.
Pardon me?
The motherboard died in one of the Base Guy's computers, and that means the Base Guy needs a new motherboard.
Oh, it's a brand new computer already?
It's just the motherboard. That's all.
Just the motherboard, but still, poor Jack. We so want him to have his podcast, like
the Base Guy show,
banging out. Where are you, Frankie? You're at the bar?
That's Dooley, Sydney.
Dooley.
I'm showing you Dooley.
Where is everybody?
A lot of people got to go to work tomorrow. A lot of other guys got to go to work tomorrow.
And you're probably like ordering Pepsis, so
they're
not making a lot of money off you. But I'm sure they're glad to have you broadcasting.
Oh, yeah.
That means you'll be fighting the fires a lot in British Columbia.
I was, yep. Things were a little crazy for a bit. And yeah, there's a lot to say about it. Maybe I'll wait till recording to say too much. I don't know. I don't want to say too much as well because I'm a professional, so it's...
That's the free show. That means it's not live. It's not recording yet.
Recording, we're broadcasting.
But live streaming, yes.
So, there goes Frankie. Yeah, just mixed feelings. We definitely did our job really well. The weather turned against us and was hard on me. And I'm just not sure what I'm going to do next, or, that's the life of a crew leader. But it got pretty intense there in Fort St. John for a little bit. People were lining up at the gas stations, and the crew asked me, like, should we get gas tonight? And I was like, well, fuck. everybody's lining up for gas. And this is a gas town. I'm going to bet that there's no lineups in the morning and there's still gas. Joe for the win. But yeah, it was a little intense because the fire started pushing south there, and the town was put under alert. So, there was a lot of concern there, but I mean, I knew it wasn't going to burn the town down, before the wind shifted. But still, the public gets really concerned, gets really upset, right? So, and then, so we were staying at the Ramada Inn, but then to make room for refugees and to consolidate everybody to one camp, they put us at a camp. And me knowing the forecast, I was like, fuck, are you serious? Like now? It was like 9 days of being in the extreme heat and dryness, and this air quality was really bad in Fort St. John. Really bad. So when the weather changed, it was like, bam, like it hit me pretty hard for a couple of days. So, and then it rained and rained and rained. It was a physically difficult last couple of days of that tour, and just interpersonal things between people, and but hey, we did good and we got good grades, and I guess it's not my job to be satisfied. It's my job to always be thinking, how can we do better? How can I be better? And the weather's kind of settled down, and maybe it'll be a while before we're back out in action again. So that's been kind of the summary of my last 2 weeks. I got home at like 6 a.m. the one morning and slept a lot this weekend. And, if you're into the rhythm of deployments, you don't get that burnout quite the same way. But now I'm back to the holding pattern. It was just, didn't feel like doing much of fucking anything all week. So it's the first time I've made a video of any kind. It's the first time we've been on the channel. First time I've seen you guys. And I'm coming out of my hiding for a night. So what's news? Since the last time, like you've been winning national championships, and there's been tornadoes all over Alberta. And
yep, that's been the news. Yeah, we're championships again. I was in another parade.
Which one? Was the really fancy one, or was it something a little bit more low key?
Well, this one was, I'd say, low key. And then next week, I'm going to be in another parade, and that's the rodeo parade. So that one's going to be a little more, it's going to be step it up there. I'll probably throw candy at kids, maybe. I don't know.
I remember
Probably
being
not.
in elementary school and being warned about people like you. Strangers with candy, man. And then when you factor in the curly red hair, it just doesn't paint a good picture for you, Brandon.
I won't have any makeup on, so they can't be too scared of me.
I don't know what that means, but dear Lord, are you trying to say that clowns are bad people?
No, they're good people.
they most certainly are bad people.
Yeah, clowns are not good people. I don't know why or how, but there's something wrong with clowns.
What do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be a clown. What's wrong with you?
I never understood it. I mean, I get that clowning is an art form, and there's a lot of people who will defend that concept, but I never understood the need to. Outside of drag, I never understood the need for that much makeup or a character or kooky hijinks or whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Yeah,
But to be fair, I do have an appreciation for Insane Clown Posse and Kiss. So,
There you go. Kiss.
Ew.
Yes.
Yes.
so when you know, an appreciation, I don't like their music, but I appreciate that they started by learning stage theatrics and they learned the theater side of it before music. The music was secondary with them. They learned tricks from magicians and stuff. Then they started writing music. They're like, no, we want to put together a show. Music is secondary. So that I respect.
You like something about Kiss?
Yeah, man.
Well,
That's awful.
Something. Well, actually, we had it was our station up in Edmonton there. We had Gene on there.
Gene
on an interview.
Cinnamons.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
a disgusting person he is.
Well, he actually farted on the air there, so that was funny.
I rest my
That was an
case.
interview.
What a disgusting human being.
Why do I feel like this is opening the door to a lawsuit?
It's just a YouTube channel no one cares about, and Gene Simmons can go fuck himself.
Okay, so are you saying that if Gene Simmons was willing to provide a weather update, you would say, no, thank you, Gene Simmons. I don't want a weather update from you.
Honestly, I've often found the press is better in who you tell to go fuck off.
Touche.
You know,
You will
like
get a lot more
I've
high
made some
fives.
really, I've made some really great impressions on people in the music world for telling people, you know, certain people to fuck off, and I was respected for it. You know, like, wow, he said what no one else would say.
Not kissing ass goes a long way.
So that's what I'm famous for in my music career. Being a shithead. Anyone remember a name of any Joey Only songs? No, but I remember that time he told all those people to go fuck themselves. Yes, so severe storm warnings there in Saskatchewan.
Yeah, we had a couple of tornado warnings earlier. Assiniboia had a weird day today. It's like really weird weather today.
Assiniboia.
Assiniboia, Saskatchewan.
Look out, Foam Lake.
Yeah, we've got
And just one little cell over in Parkview there. Boom, take that, cattle.
nickel-sized hail, torrential rain.
Fuck that cow up.
Right.
Yeah, look at this core. That must be all hell breaking loose in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, see
There's definitely
that?
some hail in there. Yeah, that'd be, I'd say, about nickel to ping pong ball size hail.
That's when all hell's breaking loose. That's what it looks like on radar.
Mm-hmm. That's the best part to be in the storm, inside that core.
So if you're driving on Highway 35 right now, speed up so that you can get through the hail faster. Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Yes, drive as fast as you can for any possible reason.
Well, because look, it's just this little bit right here, right? Just this one little stretch you got to cross. So if you just speed through as fast as you can, then you'll have less time in the hail core, right?
Oh yes.
What could happen?
We've got another severe thunderstorm warning.
Where?
Oh, it's been ended. Ah, never mind. They ended it. Oh no, this is a new one. 7:49. This one is for
Look at that,
Windward and Foam Lake. This is updated one. Yes.
Okay, so that Foam Lake, they're and just look at just Regina's panicking because they had tornadoes the other day, didn't they?
Yeah, they had actual tornado touchdown just the southeast of the city, rated EF1.
So these
And the
people
radar
are-
was not working that day. That was a pain.
That's right. I was trying to watch and I couldn't. So
Yeah.
right now, these people are looking at this storm and they're pretty upset because because they remember they just seen a tornado the other day, so they think anything could fucking happen. Why us again? You know, he's standing right there looking.
They just had one storm go through today too. So yeah, this is their second storm.
Number 2.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Question,
The
Joe.
real action is down here. It's just past Riceston, where the hail is bigger than rice.
Yep.
And that's random cattle are being. This is why you don't stand near fence lines.
Oh yeah.
Look at that, you know. There was, here's
It's
it.
zapped.
Yeah, oh yeah, look at it. Right. I bet you there's electric fucking fence or cattle fence or barbed wire fence or some sort of fencing all through theirs. And so what's happening is you could be like standing over here and just you know, standing over here and you're like, oh, I think I'll just take a leak on this fence.
Oh,
And,
speaking of taking a leak, I got a story.
Zap! And right up his dick and oh
my.
And that's how Sammy the Saskatchewan guy
Got all
his dick
extra
blown off.
Saskatchewan-ish.
Yeah.
Well,
Speaking of
that's why
spit you
I don't
in.
get
And he
fence.
thought the storm was over because look, it's over there. And he's like, but you know, but
Yeah.
it's like, nope, bam, take that right in the dick.
That's why
Well-
dogs need electric fences. They mark the
There's
territory to get it.
there's a story out of Florida a couple of weeks ago. I think you probably missed this one, but a dude was at the bar. He stumbled out of the bar, and it was in Florida, and there's crocodiles and alligators outside the bar. The guy was, I guess, taking a leak, and he ended up losing his arm to an alligator.
Well, I mean, could have been worse.
Could have been. Yeah,
Could have been like Saskatchewan Sam. He just got his dick blown off.
that's right.
That poor bastard.
So if you live between LeJord and Sedley, there's a whole bunch of anger in here, ping pongs and nickels and things that definitely speed up right now if you're driving.
Oh, yeah.
Because you'll be ahead of it. But don't speed up if you're in it. You know, pull over.
Yeah.
You know,
Not
unless
under
you
any overpasses, though. Don't go under.
don't go under overpasses, and you know, but maybe you got a subscription to new windshields,
There you go.
and just like, hey, that's no problem. I just
there. Ooh.
get a new windshield.
I like how you said speed up, and someone out here just sped up out the front here. Oh, that's
And you have to.
pretty comical.
That's how people in Brooks are. If you tell them to speed up, they'll be like,
yeah.
I already am.
There you go.
Albertans, you know, they're just speeding around. And look at this. There's maybe some nickels in here, just north of Glasnevin. And people in Glasnevin right now are like, somebody has said our name
That's right.
somewhere.
No
That
one's
never
ever said
happened.
our town name before.
It's like so rare that Glasnevin is in the news. Ever since I think the last time was that triple homicide. No, I have no idea. I'm just kidding. 6 minutes from showtime. Hey, leave a comment in the comments here. Aaron Fenton, hey,
Oh, there's Carrie the Kettle over there.
and hit the thumbs up, and there I am.
There's
And
the town.
so
Carrie the Kettle.
pretty much this whole storm is going to impact, Highway 35 there.
Oh yeah. Odessa,
So,
and then eventually over to Carrie the Kettle. I like that name, Carrie the Kettle.
you're right here driving along, and you're like, oh no, and oh no, some more. It's going to be one hell of a go for you.
Oh yeah.
Till that storm fucks off to fuck offville, Saskatchewan. Oh yeah, lots of lightning going on up here, eh? By Foamy Lake.
Foamy Lake. Leslie.
Wonder why they call it Foam Lake.
Must be something in the water.
as opposed to fishing lake. It's like, well, which lake do you want to be at? It's like, well, do you want the lake with all the foam or the one with the fish?
I know there's a lake with a lot of salt in it too, in Saskatchewan.
Yeah, oh yeah,
The Salt Lakes.
that's true.
Everyone
Yeah.
thinks it's snow, but well, it's all salt.
It's right down.
Highway 1, yeah, right there, Chaplin.
That's
Look at the
it.
salt. Yeah,
Yeah, it's just all. Yeah, you drive through there and it's all fucked up looking,
yeah.
and there's all these like animals who are just kind of like hanging around, like where's the water?
Mm-hmm.
What is this shit? So yep, that's
Chaplin.
definitely, I've seen that many times.
Oh yeah.
Taking that route, driving through. Whereas I never took that south route. Never seen Old Wives.
Old Wives. That's where the tornado warning was today. Yeah, at Old Wives.
Right. Definitely. Yeah, I've had Old Wives. So that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Frankie's coming on in a few minutes.
He is.
Oops.
Saw the line of storms.
I guess that's the only real big story in Western Canada right now.
And more to come tomorrow. Ooh boy.
Look out, Ituna.
Ituna. Yeah.
Look out, Jasmine and Kelleher and Banken and these horses.
Yeah. All of those horses, especially the wild ones,
And look out, why Shart and Mozart.
Pile more there. There's Fishing Lake. There it is.
Yeah, there it is again. Yeah, Mozart. That's I bet you it's quite musical there right now.
Oh yeah. That was the show I had on Monday at 4 a.m.
Oh
Well,
dear.
Oh
Right
wait,
over my
I'm thinking
house.
I'm singing Beethoven. God, I'm terrible at music ever since I retired from music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's look at that now.
Oh yeah. You got a helicore there.
Yeah, that's the one that I said was Nichols is maybe some Joe Stover and
Oh
Frankie. Oh wow. Awesome. We got the crew. Joe, good to see you.
Good to see you too. How do you read me?
Oh, well, you seem like a kind gentleman and with a bit of an edge for fun.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. I've got about 30 minutes. So
Oh no.
yeah, I've got
Have you made your will yet?
man, you're ready. You're ready.
It's been a few weeks since I've talked to humans about anything other than fire or
Fire.
So it's like I'm finally ready to be funny in the driest way, most unexciting, driest way possible because that's where I'm at,
Word up.
And Frankie's here. I guess we're all here, right? And 2 people entered the waiting room. I got multiple Frankies.
Uh-oh.
7 o'clock. Okay, I'm gonna hit record.
Okay.
And yeah. Okay, I gotta stop sharing first to do that, I think. Frankie. Hey. Okay, I'm gonna hit record. Okay. Then I'm gonna start talking.
Are you sure?
Good morning, Prince George, and hello, afternoon, Winnipeg. Yeah, good afternoon, Kamloops. Evening, Kamloops. Hello, Victoria. Hello to everybody who's still broadcasting the Comedeorological report Because what happens, Joey only just disappears, and everybody out there in the programming world is like, hey, is there any new episodes coming? And woo from Joey. No new yes, there's a brand. We're back. The return of the Comedeorological Report. We're here. This is your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada. And I mean, mostly in BC right now, it's pretty nice actually. For someone it sucks, and we'll find out who right here on this show. This is the what is it today? Is it already June? It's Thursday, June 1st. I need to pay child support. Good. I'm glad that I just noticed it's June 1st. Okay. So I'm Joey Only. You're hearing us on C4 88.7 FM, CKUW 95.9 FM, and CFBX 92.5, and Shock Spotlight. And I'm here with the panel of cometeorologists. That's Frankie McDonald, of course, out in Sydney, Nova Scotia, and the longtime number 2 go-to man, Brandon Houck over in Brooks, Alberta, Imogen Cookie Bailey, the associate producers over there in Victoria, and Joe Stover is here, and he looks like he's in Churchill.
I am in Churchill indeed.
It looks like he's at work maybe. And
You
so
are
that's why
you
he
are
has
correct.
30 minutes, because he's going to refuel an airplane. I figured it out. I am on fire today. You got it. And Hilding Donaldson's down there in Hilding Donaldson land, Grassy Plains, British Columbia. There's actually a place called Grassy Plains, and it's not on the other side of the Rockies. I was on the other side of the Rockies for a couple of weeks, and that's what I was doing. I was on the other side of the Rockies. That's what I was doing that. Yes. So without much further ado, enough about me. Frankie McDonald. How you doing so far, buddy?
Doing great so far. There's a lot of smoke in Cape Breton Island right now coming from the mainland fires. It's going to bring a lot of rain this Saturday. It's going to put out the smoking fires in Nova Scotia. It's going to put a lot of smoking fires out in Nova Scotia as well. It's going to bring lots of rain in New Brunswick and Quebec. That's going to cool the temperatures down. On last day of May in Sydney, Nova Scotia, on May 31st, it was really, really, really summer like hot weather. Then it cooled down today. Yesterday it was so hot in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Temperatures are so hot in my hometown of Sydney, Nova Scotia right now. Back on Wednesday, it got cooler in Sydney, Nova Scotia. It's going to bring lots of rain in eastern United States and America, in Quebec and Ontario next week as well. It's going to go rainy weather all the way to Montreal, even Toronto and all these places. And Vancouver, British Columbia is going to turn hotter than normal next week as well. So that's going to drive the backdoor cold front's going to reach Washington, D.C. and Virginia. That's going to drive the hot air all the way up to Yellowknife.
Tell us about the fires in Nova Scotia, Frankie. What's been going on with that?
Really bad. People have to be evacuated to Shelburne and all these places. People have to be evacuated to Hammock Plains, those places. The fires are so bad right now. Blaze, burning blaze, and things like this. A lot of fires going on in Nova Scotia right now. There's going to be a bad fire season in British Columbia this summer, in Washington, Oregon, those places, even California as well. The temperature's going to be cooler than average this weekend in California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, and all these places in New Mexico. It's going to bring colder than average temperatures in Las Vegas this weekend as well.
And certainly, I think you're right about British Columbia having fire concerns. I mean, we got about a week from now, temperatures are going to be above seasonal quite. And even this weekend, it looks pretty nice for most of BC. So yeah, I think you're right, Frankie. How frequent is it to see fires like this though in Nova Scotia, particularly at this time of year?
That means that it's an odd.
What do you think's behind this, Frankie?
It's really, really bad, causing a lot of fires.
Do you think it's climate change, or do you think it's the HARP project, or do you think it's what do you think's causing these?
Dry weather, triggering fire, dry thunderstorms, things like this. A lot of dry thunderstorms going on. There's a typhoon headed towards Japan Sunday and a Monday as a tropical storm. It's going to bypass Japan. It's going to bring a lot of rain in Tokyo.
Wow, what else is going on in the world, Frankie? What about Russia?
It's so cold. It's going to get really, really hot. Cause a lot of fires there right now. In Yakutsk and those places, Bolot, Boxcroft, and it has to watch out because it's so A lot of fires there. It's going to get really, really, really hot in Siberia in July too. June, July, August. It gets so hot in Siberia too.
Is everything going to burn everywhere, Frankie?
Yes, somewhere where Creel back in office is going to get really a lot of fires there too. A lot of storms and thunderstorms in Sarov, Russia. It's going to bring a lot of hail and tornadoes, and the hail can smash windshields of people's cars there too.
Oh, right now there's some pretty bad storms in Saskatchewan, Frankie. What's going on there? The prairies have had a lot of bad weather.
It's really, really, really bad storms going on in Saskatchewan right now, like Regina, Saskatoon, and those places. Regina, Saskatchewan, the capital of Saskatchewan's getting hammered with thunderstorms and hail and rain in some locations. Along the Highway 33, they got large hail reported on Highway 33 and rain. And things like this, those dark red spots, that's hail.
Definitely along Highway 16 right now. Foam Lake.
That means hail's on one side of the thunderstorms and heavy rains in the middle of it, and light rains on the far left.
Foam Lake is in danger, and maybe even Fishing Lake. So if you're fishing at Foam Lake or if you're foaming at Fish Lake, look out. What about up in Churchill there, Frankie? What's it been like up there?
It's going to get really hot in Churchill next week because of the big dip in the jet stream. That's going to drive the hot air all the way up to Churchill, Manitoba as well.
Yeah, does anyone have questions for Frankie McDonald?
Yeah.
Actually, yes. So it was recently discovered, we have recent confirmation that Mars once had water. How big would the ocean have been, and how much wind could have come across the ocean?
A lot of the Mars used to be a habitable planet a long time ago.
Yes, it did. But did it have dinosaurs or sharks?
They might have had their own bacteria before the Mars dried up. It became uninhabitable.
What kind of animals do you think lived there?
Strange animals. Really strange animals in Churchill and up in Mars. They get really strange animals there.
They got some strange animals in Churchill too. I can guarantee you that.
Up in Churchill, Manitoba on Tuesday, Wednesday, it's going to bring lots of rain to Churchill, Manitoba. 17 degrees, 16 degrees, 14 degrees, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week.
Yeah, it's been pretty hot up there. Who else has got questions for Frankie?
I got a question for Frankie. When you end up doing karaoke next, what's the first song you're gonna sing?
We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel. Billy Joel's in the 70s right now.
Right on.
Frankie's been rocking the Billy Joel.
Very topical too.
Not doing the presidents anymore, eh, Frankie?
I still do presidents too. Peaches by the presidents of the United States of America. I did Peaches last night in karaoke as well.
Well, I guess because you got a fire going on, and all these fires in Nova Scotia, was singing "We Didn't Start the Fire" is probably like a good song for you, right? Can you give us an example, Frankie? Can you sing us the line?
We didn't start the fire. Da, 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 da. We didn't start the fire. Da, 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 da.
Well done.
And did you
like
hear
it.
about this? My dad's on his SoundCloud, Mystic Miss. He writes his own songs. He makes his own music all by himself.
Yeah, what's Frank Senior been up to lately?
He's doing good show where he could join your show.
Yeah, of course. Anytime, Frankie, you tell him.
He's going to join your show as a guest.
And tell him to bring his guitar and sing for us.
And here he comes.
There he is.
That's perfect timing. Ask
Frank
and you shall
McDonald
receive.
Senior. Wow, nice to meet you.
How's it going?
Real good. Frankie's
good.
telling us that you'd sing us a song tonight.
That means that you on your SoundCloud you make a lot of music in these days.
I do. Yep. Yeah, that's all I do.
We
You make a
actually
lot of music.
got to play a Frank McDonald song on my radio show a couple of weeks ago. Remember that, Frankie?
Yeah.
Euphoria.
Euphoria. That's right.
Good tune, Mr. McDonald. Good tune.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's been pretty smoky out there in Nova Scotia. What do you think about this fires? I was asking Frankie It's not normal for this kind of fire to be going on there, is it?
Not at all, no. And like it was 33 degrees here today too, so that didn't really help.
No, you're definitely hitting some. I mean, what's the humidity like?
It was bad today. It was like the peak of summer today for some reason, and tomorrow it'll drop off, 15 degrees or so.
At
We're due for a week's rain, so if we get it, that'll help.
least that humidity might help suppress fire behavior a little.
Yeah,
Because once you're at 33 degrees, if your humidity drops down, then things really explode.
yeah. It's always windy here too, so it's a killer.
So what's it like being Frankie McDonald's dad? Everyone wants to know.
It's great. Yeah, it's the best thing that ever happened to me.
That means it's pretty cool out in Sydney, Nova Scotia right now. And that there's supposed to be a lot of hot air with rain hitting for Churchill, Manitoba next week as well.
Well, speaking of Churchill, Manitoba, I know that Joe has to refuel an airplane pretty soon. Joe Stover up in Churchill from the How Do You Do review on CKUW. What airplane are you going to be refueling?
Well, it'll probably end up being a medevac. We have a medevac base here for planes that head up into Nunavut, into the Kivalliq region of Nunavut. So that's RV at Rankin Inlet, Baker Lake, Chesterfield Inlet, all those kinds of spots. Where it's also been kind of hazy too with all these fires in northern Saskatchewan, and that's a little hazy right now. I'm kind of looking at a very interesting looking sun, and I don't have to tell you what the sun looks like in the middle of a fire there, Joey. Looks pretty incredible. Obviously, we don't like seeing devastating fires. I know fighting fires is your livelihood, and that's fires are pretty inevitable. But the one silver lining that we get from some of the smoke is just beautiful sunsets, and yeah, that's kind of the silver lining that we have to look at here in Churchill. And go ahead. Sorry, Joey. Oh, he's talking to somebody. But I'll say this. Frankie is definitely right about what's coming. It's not going to get crazy hot, but we're still looking, 15, 16, 17 degrees, which is still a bit above normal. It's been very above normal here along the Hudson Bay coast. And actually, earlier this week, I think it was Monday, that the temperature got, like, we smashed our record. I think it was 24 degrees was the record high set back in 1976. We ended up, I think, at 27.9 degrees, which obviously broke our heat record. And just a little further south, about 400 kilometers south. Yes, that's a little south when there's barely any communities around here. Fort Severn, Ontario was the hot spot in Canada that day as well. And I think they were somewhere around 32 or 33, which broke their previous heat record, which was +7. So they really shattered it. And the Hudson Bay coast has really been seeing some crazy high temperatures. The Hudson Bay itself, which usually doesn't start to break up until kind of the mid to late weeks of June, is actually already starting to break up now. It's open water from what we can see here in Churchill, which is just crazy. And yeah, so we're really interested to see. And the bugs are out too. Oh my Lord. The mosquitoes and the black flies and the big giant honking bulldogs, or horse flies, as most people call them, they're starting to come out now. And that's something that we have never seen in May. So we're going to see what kind of summer it's going to be up here in northern Manitoba along the Hudson Bay coast.
What do you think's behind this, Joe? Is it the Russian military or climate change?
Well, could be both. What do you think, Frankie?
The climate change happening, burning a lot of fossil fuels, like up in the Arctic and Antarctica and things like this. Antarctica will be 24-hour darkness right now. And once again, on June 21st, that's the shortest day of the year in Invercargill, New Zealand, in Sydney, Australia, and southern tip of Argentina. That's their winter begins on June 21st. That's this 21st of this month. Winter begins in Invercargill, New Zealand.
I'm ready for winter now. I'm not a big fan of the summer, as most folks know, but I think that if we got as much active weather as folks like Brandon Hout get out in Alberta, that we'd be I'd probably be more keen on it. But whenever it gets hot here, it just stays hot, and there's no fireworks. We get no towering cumulus or anything like that. Nothing to get us excited. Like it's a stinker. You know what I mean? Like I get really jealous when I hear Joey and Brandon start talking back and forth about, oh yeah, here's a storm over here, here's a storm over here. And I'm like, cool, it's either sunny and hot or cloudy and not.
Well, you got the coastal effect going on there is probably what is a big part of that. So
Big time.
yeah, it's a big killer. You know, it's like people in Vancouver too. They say, well, we're jealous of the weather you seem to get, you know, but really it's just a matter of I'm inland up here, so things tend to rock when they roll. But you know, the thing is, it's been pretty quiet since I got home. It's been just kind of straight sunny, and I know BC's looking to get hot over the weekend and especially in the next week. But I don't see in my long range forecast much thunderstorm activity, whereas Brandon Hauk's been seeing a lot. Brandon Hauk in Brooks, Alberta, champion. He was on the parade once again. He was parading around. What kind of parade was it?
Well, we won the Centennial Cup again here, Brooks Bandits. We are the champions again.
It was
I was hoping to play Portage Terriers, but they lost to North Battleford for some reason, so we didn't get to play any Manitoba teams. I was very disappointed in that. But yeah, here we are, champions, and we didn't lose a game in the whole tournament, so it was great.
And there was a tornado yesterday in Alberta.
Yes, I'll show you that right now, if I can, if it will let me here. So we're going to go to the screen, and we're going to go to screen share here. And there it is. Tornado touchdown yesterday afternoon near Stettler, Alberta, kind of just off to the northeast of Stettler in the Red Willow area. It was stayed over the field, didn't do any damage, which was the good thing here. Just didn't do any damage. Nobody got hurt. And it was a beautiful tornado, beautiful landspout tornado where it forms from the ground up, and then you attach that funnel cloud right up there. And that's what occurred just northeast of Stettler. Probably, I guess, the first tornado of the season there yesterday afternoon.
It's out in the field there. So it's like 500 kilometer an hour wind speeds, F0.
Yep. Gets the rating EF0.
It doesn't matter how crazy that tornado was. It's an F0.
That's right. Everybody was like, man, that's an F5 or is it? No, it's F0.
Definitely not. There's not even a tree to give a rating.
Yeah. So yeah, that was yesterday. And then Regina had a tornado. That was EF1 south of Regina earlier this week here. And then I've had 13 thunderstorms I've counted so far. I'm starting to count thunderstorms again. So I was like, I better start counting these things because yeah. So 13 so far is the number we're at since it started at the end of April there. And we've had a couple of rock and rollers here, like 4 a.m., two of them that were just shaking and rattling the place. And I'm having the best time ever at 4 a.m. So not everybody gets to have a good time at 4 a.m. because it's 4 a.m. Who wants to have a good time at 4 a.m.? I don't know. Anyways, so
in my life as a professional musician, I had a lot of great times at 4 a.m. But now I'm a dad, and I'm sober and a responsible crew leader on wildfires.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna throw it out there. I do things in the night. Even if I'm on, whether I'm on day shift or night shift, irrelevant. If it's 4 a.m., it's a 50-50 chance I'm still awake or waking up or just up for Random reasons. Might just be that I had a craving to go eat a bowl of cake frosting and just wandered in the kitchen to make icing. Or I haven't even gone home yet from like last week. So 4 a.m. is not the enemy.
Imogen Bailey living the vampire life.
Vampire
That's
life.
right.
There you go.
What's coming up in everyone's forecast this next week? Well, we got some heat coming for BC, but
Yep.
you know, what else is going on in Western Canada?
Well, we also got some heat coming for Manitoba this weekend. Southern Manitoba, they got heat warnings out for the Winnipeg area, extending towards Brandon, northwestern Ontario. Could have humid X valleys feel like 38, which is going to be quite miserable for everyone there. But the other thing is we've had these severe thunderstorms really ramping up today in Saskatchewan. So we had a couple tornado warnings today, south of Regina or kind of near Assiniboia today. They've had a weird day today in Assiniboia. They went from 21 back down to 14, back up to 21, back down to 14. They've done that a couple times today because they had multiple rounds of thunderstorms and they had the tornado warnings and even hail the size of baseballs south of Assiniboia today. So that was the scenario there. And yet again for Friday, which will be the 2nd of June, we have another round of severe weather for Saskatchewan, including the risk for potential for 60 to 90 millimeters of rain in 1 hour in some of these storms on Friday the 2nd. So that could lead to some flood issues. And that's going to be a lot of fun for anybody who wants to do some water skiing in the middle of a field. There's your chance on Friday here. And then also the potentials there for large hail, once again, up to tennis ball size hail. So don't do water skiing in a hailstorm because it will hurt. And also funnel clouds and possible tornadic activity again for Friday the 2nd here. And then we are watching Monday here in Alberta as a sharp cold front comes through. We're going to heat up a little bit this weekend. So our weather's going to be doing a little bouncing around in there over the next couple of days. So we'll see the temperatures go up again this weekend. And then we get a very sharp cold front coming through Monday. And I'm going to be kind of concerned about Monday here for the potential for severe weather in Alberta, Saskatchewan, and eventually Manitoba as we go into next week. In Saskatchewan, we could actually have severe weather in the prairies for the next 5 days. So it's going to be, it's going to get quite wild here on the prairies. So if you're looking for a good thunderstorm, right here in the southern prairies is a place to be.
I'm always looking for a good thunderstorm, but I'm in the wrong province right now. I'm telling you, it's been really nice. It's been really nice in BC. What about down there in Victoria? Imogen, has it been nice?
Yeah, it has. We had a little bit of we had a hint of rain, a little bit of cloud the other day. But other than that, it's been really warm, really clear, more blue sky, blue seas, blue snow-capped mountains off in the distance. In this next week, we're looking at highs of 23, lows of 9 later at night. More tropical paradise. It's kind of fun. That's what we got going on here. Okay, Brandon, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Is tornadic a real word, or is this something that you made up and it's just super fitting and should have been a real word the whole time?
Well, it totally is a real word. It's a real weather type word. We have our own dictionary.
We do have our own
here.
lingo.
Weather words, weather lingos and stuff. There's there's a lot of them. Tornadic, supercellular, and then
we do have a dramatic lexicon, that's for sure. So
I like supercellular. That's a cool word.
It is.
It has like an 80s sound. Like it sounds like
Supercellular sounds like an Alan Parsons Project album.
Yes, it does.
Supercellular. Hey, can I ask you a question too, Brandon?
Yes.
I guess anybody can chime in on this. How technically accurate was the 1996 movie Twister?
I saw that. I saw that in theaters way back in 1996. That's before Independence Day. I saw the movie Twister back then when I was only a little kid.
And there's a new one that's coming out, Twisters. Everyone's really excited. So here we go. Look at that. There could be some snow in the north in BC on Sunday night. And overnight thunderstorms just popping up. That's kind of like real dead of the summer behavior, wouldn't you say? And out in the Chilcotin, Monday, 5 a.m., really? A whiff of snow.
Suckers.
Yep. Well, Puncy, that's they always. Well, look at that. And here in the Caribou Mountain, I might see a whiff of snow on Monday. So that's
Oh,
what happens when you live at 4,000 feet above sea level.
that's right. There's that
Okay.
cold front on Monday. Woo.
So, yes, yep, definitely storms near Churchill, but like I was saying, you have that coastal effect that kind of kills the storms off when they get to you.
Yeah,
So
that
you're
always
gonna have
seems,
stuff nearby.
it always seems to be the way. We always see it go to the north of us or to the south of us, and it just could kind of just be that kind of just how the coast is there, eh? Kind of where it kind of goes from north south to east and west on the corner there, and then continues
Tuesday, 9 p.m. You might
Oh, maybe.
you might get a little bit, Joe. You might,
Oh,
it could happen to you, bro.
oh, let's hope so.
Yeah, maybe just a slight risk, but
Oh,
might be
yeah,
some
that-
cells popping nearby. It looks like if you were in Caribou, there's a
It
Or was
looks like
that
there's going to be
Caribou?
a big storm up around Nunavut, Northwest Territory somewhere. Looks like it's going to be a big storm with high winds and heavy rain somewhere in Nunavut.
So who haven't we talked to yet? We haven't talked to you, Hilding Donaldson. You've been real quiet there, Mr. Cowboy. What's going on out there in Grassy Plains? What have you been up to? How many cattle were born? Hilding's gone.
I don't
Yep.
see him.
No, he's been gone for a
Okay.
while. I
Has
was
he?
wondering why you were talking to him. He hasn't been here in like 10 minutes.
No.
Well, I guess then I'll take this opportunity to take my leave as well. I've got to get ready for this plane. Great to be back on the Comedeorological Report, Joey and crew. And yeah, and I'll just quickly again plug on this station, CKUW 95.9 FM in Winnipeg, the How Do You Do review every Friday at 6 p.m. And Joey, we're gonna line you up one of these weeks, and I'd love to just have a big old chat with you on the show about this show and all the adventures that you've been up to, because you've got people in Winnipeg. You got Winnipeg connections, people that know you, people that love you. So it'd be nice to just to sit down and have a chat with you.
Well, I was actually had a dream last night that I was playing a gig. I did,
Ooh.
and between songs, the band was like tuning their drums and taking too long, and I was like, God, I'm trying to put on a hot show, and it wasn't the way the Joey Only Outlaw band used to be, just song after song, kicking it, and I woke up like, oh, thank God that's over.
Yeah, one chapter
just
closes,
found
another
out-
begins.
One of the Monica's doing great so far. And weather got cold in Bonaventure, Quebec, where Monica Beaulieu is at, and she's taking care of animals great, and it's cold old time in Bonaventure, Quebec as well.
Peace
Those
to
poor
Monica.
animals.
Peace to you, Frankie. Mr. McDonald, nice to meet you. Brandon,
You too.
Imogen, Joey, love you all. We'll talk again soon.
Okay, bye now.
I love him. He's always fun to have on.
He's fun even when he's not
That
on.
means my dad writes his songs. He makes his own music on the SoundCloud Mystic Mist.
What's your favorite song, Frankie, that your dad does?
It's like some kind of Europa. It was played on Joe Silver show is one of them.
Nice. Oh, wow. There's been lots of comments, by the way. Thanks to everybody watching live. I'm glad you're here, and thanks for supporting the show and the channel. And so I had Aaron, first of all, who's a firefighter. Base Guy show is canceled just now for good, or it's not canceled.
Base Guy show tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Base Guy show tomorrow. Base Guy show is still on tomorrow.
And Joey wanted you to stop talking infected immediately. I don't know what that even means. So thanks. I'm the real Michael Mahone. As for Based Guy, you be arrested and a throwaway of your laptop and cell phone away.
I ignore all clowns and trolls out there.
So is that what these are? Is these clowns and trolls, Frankie?
I ignore that means they don't know what they're saying.
They don't seem to know what they're saying. No, I mean, I don't think reading this, that anybody on Earth would understand what they're saying. So,
Okay, to
but
be fair,
hello to you, and hey, trolls or not, we're glad to have you, because
I don't think he's actually trying to troll. That guy is the same guy who had his weekly Facebook rankings where he would choose an arbitrary number and then rate random Facebook.
There's a guy pretending to be Michael P. Mahone. There's one guy faking to be Michael P. Mahone. The real Michael P. Mahone's in Massachusetts does Facebook rankings. He has it's like some kind of mountain with the red and blue. That's real Michael P. Mahone.
right, yes. So this is a fake Michael Mahone who's trolling us right now.
No, that's the real one. That's the real guy. He's a fan and friend of Frankie's, and he expresses himself in an unconventional manner, we'll say. So this is the real guy. He is harmless.
Okay.
He had these weekly Facebook rankings in which he would choose an arbitrary number, but he would say, he would put it out there that he is ranking all of the pages on Facebook, but it would be like 38 pages, and you would just randomly choose people's pages and give them rankings. But then in these group chats, he would then post these messages threatening people, saying, if you don't take that back, you'll be arrested and you won't get a spot on the Facebook rankings. So
Arrested.
Yeah, I don't know what for, but he was always saying, you will be arrested if you say things like that. It's just whenever you upset him or piss him off, he started saying that you're going to be arrested.
Well, I'll tell you,
He's
I was
entertaining.
never arrested for saying things.
It was random and arbitrary things too. Like, I could never figure it out. It's not like it was someone trash talking him or anything like that. It would just be like random comments of people talking back and forth, and he would say, like, you can't say that. I demand you take that back or you will get ranked on Facebook and you will be arrested.
Yeah, it's hard to get arrested for just saying things. I mean, that's tough, like you'd have to say, like, I've said a lot of things, and that's never why I was arrested, was for saying things. So you have to say more things than me, and then even then I don't know, like, how many things you have to say to get arrested.
Well, except you get sent to Facebook jail, which is
That is true. And
yeah.
let me tell you, I've been there a lot.
Okay, so a couple of new comments have come in. Michael Mahone says, I am the real Michael Mahone. And then follows up with, I will not be tolerated.
I will not be tolerated.
The real
Well, I'm
the real
tolerating
Michael
it.
Mahone, it has a mountain like red and a blue.
I'm tolerating it. So, Frankie, when did you first meet Frank McDonald?
The real Michael P. Mahone, it has a Facebook profile picture with the blue and the red mountain like thing.
He does. So Frankie is telling us that this is not the real Michael P. Mahone. But I would like to point out that both pages do change their profile picture to match at times, and they do change it back and forth. So I personally think they're both the same guy, just kind of arguing with himself.
And wait a minute, the real Michael P. Mahone in Massachusetts has a mountain Facebook like. The fake doesn't have a mountain.
All right, listeners, viewers, we have a mystery.
Okay, I think we spent enough time.
Michael P. Mahone.
That's the real Michael P. Mahone right there. Whereas whoever this is, who will not be tolerated, does not have
somebody does a lot of advanced editing out there.
Doesn't have the blue mountain checkmark thing. So okay. So, Frankie, tell us about the first time that you met Frank McDonald.
That means I was born April 24th, 1984. My father discovered me way back in April 24th, 1984. Long ago.
That's right. Boy, did I ever. Yeah.
And my father makes a lot of music on his SoundCloud. you're getting plays on your SoundCloud.
Sure,
How much work do you do on your SoundCloud? You do a lot.
every day.
Working on the SoundCloud nonstop, writing songs, your own ideas, not copyrighted material.
That's right.
Yeah.
Your
What
own
kind of
original songs.
things inspire you, Frank McDonald?
Oh, you know what? I just pick the guitar up and I just play it and make a chord progression and see if I can build the song.
So
And,
would you play us a song tonight?
not live, no.
Aw.
I'm not ready for that.
How do we know you're the real Frank McDonald then?
I don't know. You'd have to get Frankie to verify me, I guess.
That means that's
Does
you're
he have
the
a blue
real
check mark,
one.
Frankie?
You're the real one. On the far right, you're the real one.
Is
I
this
never-
man really your
Okay.
father?
It confuses him when I tell him there's two of us.
I'm Frankie down with the IE,
What am I?
with the IE.
Without, but my mother called me Frankie. See, now you're confused, right? See, my mother calls me Frankie and calls him Little Frank, but Little Frank's like 6'4", so he's not really that little.
I have grown up in the 1990s, and I got
That's
taller in the 1990s.
That's right,
Are you really that tall, Frankie? 6'4"?
pretty
Yeah.
close. Yeah,
And did you
Holy
hear what
shnikes.
this? That means I was little back in the early 1990s, and I grew up.
Yeah,
what a
people think
drag.
I'm
Hey,
not
everybody
cool.
has to grow up. Yeah,
people think
When
I'm
I
a
was
big
in the-
guy, but
I was
next to
about the
Frankie,
same
I'd
size.
be looking up a little.
well, I'm 6'1", and I look up to him.
Yeah, okay. So like I'm Frank Senior's height, and Brandon Hauk is not.
I'm
That's all you-
5'8", so
He's
yeah, I'm
Imogen's
looking up
height.
to y'all.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
Okay, now, Brandon, we do have an easy solution so you can gain a little height, and I do recommend a
Oh.
minimum 5-inch heels.
Oh, stilts, or how about stilts? I can probably gain some more height with that, eh?
You know, if you want to go down the Gene Simmons Kiss route, you could just wear roofer shoes.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Yep. Yeah, get
Oh,
some
yes.
stilts going on, you'll be fine.
Get
I
all
meant to
clown makeup
say-
on me.
I meant to say to the radio stations and to Shaw Spotlight, thank you and sorry that I just disappeared. Thank you for broadcasting our show. I hope that you still broadcasting us after 3 weeks of having no show.
And I found out this is a real Michael P. Mahone.
That's the real Michael P. Mahone right there. So don't.
And it has a blue and a red profile picture.
So accept no substitutes. Right.
Yeah,
So
no-
yeah, what happens is sometimes big fires break out and I go off and, it's like everybody and everything in my life has to just accept that suddenly I disappear and can't be reached and I have no time or energy for anybody and everything. And so that's what I did for 14 days on the line. And yep, fought the fires and then came home, and it's taken me about a week to physically start feeling like myself again. So you're hearing us on CKUW 95.9 FM, and
And I just sent you a video earlier this afternoon about my winter 2023-2024 forecast.
tell the listeners of C for 88.7 FM the forecast for this winter, Frankie.
I just released a video today on my YouTube channel.
Okay,
So
I'll-
you're not gonna get it.
I'll clip it in. Which is fine. I actually like having, and and I just cut where I said that, like what's gonna be, Frankie? Cut and then put the new video in. Pretty exciting. Yeah. So remember, I was like really on fire and really funny at the beginning of the show, but I've ran out of funny.
And out of funniness. Eh?
And CFBX 92.5, Shaw Spotlight. You're listening to the Comedeorological Report. I'm Joey Only with my panel of comedeorologists. Comedy plus meteorology equals comedeorology. It's the study about how funny the weather is in Canada, most especially.
Okay, so here's a
Zing.
really pointless fun fact. in 2005, toads in Hamburg, Germany started swelling up to like 3 times their normal size. Like they're already big, but then all of a sudden they're just like ballooning. So people around there's no clear reason. This is just all of a sudden frogs are just like ballooning up. So people start panicking. They're thinking that there's like this really violent, contagious virus going around. That was not the case. It was actually crows. Crows are delightfully meticulous little things, and crows had discovered a way to peck out the toads' livers. So they were eating the toads' livers without touching the skin. So the toads were like poisonous, but the crows were able to like eat their livers without getting poisoned, and without the liver to like control the toads, I don't know, bloat function. All of a sudden they're just like ballooning up. So there you go. Pointless little factoid from 2005 Germany about exploding toads. Oh yeah, I think they're exploding too. It was bad.
Exploding as well. So not
I'm
only were the
gonna-
toads, yeah, they were exploding in Germany, exploding toads.
Just
And
toads swelling and getting huge, and yeah, so they're just swell until their body just, but it was birds eating their liver. So nature doing horrible nature things. You're
that was
welcome.
Mm-hmm.
apparently 1,000 toads exploded in a pond in Hamburg. So
Now the question here: did they hop and then explode after they
Was
hopped?
it impact related? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, did they hop up and then they exploded, or did they just sit on the ground, something like that?
I think that the hopping, the added impact of landing would have been the catalyst in quite a few toad explosions. I mean, I'm sure there were some that just kind of reached the tipping point naturally and just went, but I think that the hop would have been that, I don't know, like just adding a little C4 to the whole mix.
several species of ants, such as Camponatus sandersii in Southeast Asia, can explode at will to protect their nests from intruders. Likewise, many species of termites, deemed the soldier class, who can split their bodies open, emitting a noxious and sticky chemical for the same reason. Also, there was an incident in January 1932, an Australian newspaper reported, where a dairy cow was partially blown up and killed on a farm. The cow had reputedly puked up a detonator in her mouth while grazing in a paddock. This only triggered later. The cow began to eat her chud. So she was in the process of eating milk, and its head was blown off, and the farmer who was milking the cow was knocked unconscious.
Right. I guess my turn, hey?
And British Special Operations Executive, they used exploding rats in World War II.
Hilding's on his way.
Hilding is on his way. And then, of course, the exploding toads. So the stories of exploding animals happen. Sometimes animals self-destruct.
Yes. And
Yeah.
then there's this story out of Florida a couple of weeks ago
There he is.
where, yes, a man was having a great time at the bar, and then he had to go outside, and he stumbled outside, and he ran into an alligator. And while he was, I guess they say, taking a leak outside there, he lost his arm to this alligator. So that happens in Florida sometimes.
All I can think of is good reasons to not live in Florida. Hilding Donaldson, you've been missing for a few weeks. I've been missing for a few weeks. You've been missing for a few minutes. So out in Grassy Plains, down there, over there, Grassy Plains, British Columbia, how many cattle were born? How many cows have you milked? How many fence lines you put up? What's going on out there, cowboy?
Well, we had probably, I think there's about 6 cows left out of 150 to cap. And you're hearing me fine?
Yeah, you're kind of scratchy breaking up, but
Okay. Anyway, I checked about 10 kilometers of fence this week, and we got the cows turned out to pasture, and they're all happy out there. I didn't get a chance to get very many cow videos. I got some other stuff fixing fence and things, but I didn't get them sent to you. So anyway, we've been scared a little bit from some fires.
yeah, anything much burning in your area? And I mean, it's been kind of dry out there. have you had much rain, and how close are you to having a hay crop?
Well, no, we have actually on the farm where I'm at, we have more moisture than most farmers around. Surprisingly, because we've only had like 2 showers since April, and they've only been like an hour or 2 each time. But no, we had 3 distinct fires this week where they got on them right away and they got them out within 2 days. So it was nice. They did that each time. So hopefully we don't get any more.
Well, and if you do, hopefully I'm there to fight it.
Yeah. Well, they're saying that our local Chinook firefighters have won awards in BC for being one of the fastest crews to get on the job. So we seem to be under control nicely here for this year.
Well, it's certainly early still, and with El Nino coming, we can expect a hot summer maybe for the next year or 2 or more. There's good reason to be concerned, and what you have to do, British Columbia, is and I mean anybody listening and watching in the prairies as well. I mean, when it's time to be decisive, you're gonna have to be decisive, right? So be ready and have your to-go bags packed and have a plan at a time, right? Panic will not help you. That's the big thing, right? So accept in your mind already that it can happen. It will happen probably in your lifetime sometime. Be ready emotionally.
We had the lightning storm. I put it up on video back in May 4th, and it wasn't until May 14th that somebody noticed a fire had started, possibly from that lightning strike on May 4th. So it takes some time sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing. You expect to be like, bam, fire. I mean, occasionally you see that, but often it's like you say, the lightning strikes, something's burning, it's creeping around the forest floor, it's digging itself in, and it's kind of waiting. Then the weather gets hot suddenly and dry, and out she comes.
The rain comes up, a little bit of smolder in the moss somewhere that nobody sees. All of a sudden, it's burning the trees.
Boom. Frankie McDonald, why are you laughing so hard right now? Hey, Frankie, why are you laughing?
Frankie, you're on mute.
He's just got this big.
I'm just happy.
Yeah.
Just happy. That's good.
Happy because your dad's on the show.
That means I'm just happy. You're writing your own songs and things like this.
Yes, sir.
You'll make a lot of music yourself.
Yeah.
You say hi to Jimmy. Got a little visitor here today. Want to say hi?
Oh, wow. Look at that. You got an animal.
Well, Charlie brought his pup over here to visit me. Go back. Hi, Joey.
I haven't seen Meowie since I got back. So, hey, Charlie. It's
How are
Owen's
you?
son, Charlie. I haven't seen my cat since I came back. How's it going, Charlie? What you been up to?
I've been
Don't disappear.
away.
Get back on the screen, Charlie.
I just been farming away, And he's working on a ranch out here.
So we got
dogs today.
Hilding and his son. We got Frank McDonald and his son, and we got me and my son Brandon. One big happy family. How's farming treating you, Charlie?
Pretty good, Other than that, all the best. That's the worst.
Yeah, well,
taking dogs today, and there wasn't much for water in the ground. It's just mostly dust out there.
certainly that's what I was experiencing up in Fort St. John when I was up there fighting fire. It was extremely dry. I mean, there's some rain came and kind of knocked things down up there, but I think you need an extended period of rain to really counteract that kind of dryness that's going on. I think, in a matter of weeks, it'll be much the same as it was. And it's dusty. You walk the ground and you're kicking dust up.
Once again, in the fall of the year, they bring a lot of rain in British Columbia. in the winter. They bring a lot of snow up in the mountains.
Yeah, it doesn't get much rain here, but we get a lot of snow in Wells. We sure don't miss it right now.
We didn't have enough snow this winter to bring us the moisture that we usually get to keep things going. So we're hoping that we get some rain this summer.
Yeah, you're definitely been way too dry out there. And, like what people would expect me to say is, well, you could have some of our snow, but actually that's not how it works. We mountain people like our snow, and we'll take your snow too. Give us the snow.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, I haven't seen my cat Meowie. He's not been back, and I'm starting to worry. Since I got home, I haven't seen him. I know he was just randomly going around Wells and living wherever he wanted, but yeah, I mean, now I've been home a week now, as of tonight. So, my best buddy Meowie, if you're watching out there, come home, for crying out loud.
You've got a mouse prepare for him to run around on your screen.
Yeah, I miss him right now. I miss him.
You lost your cat?
Well, he's kind of like his own personality. So I think when I was gone for 2 weeks, he kind of got bored because Josh here doesn't really hang out with cats or nothing. And so he just went off to where his friends were. And, he was seen around town. He was just walking into Jen's house and staying at her house. But he hasn't been seen by anybody for a number of days now. And, it's that time of year where, for all I know, some grizzly bear grabbed him. It's like, who knows, right?
Yeah. And you never know, too. He might be mad that you were gone so long and decided that he's not going to be your friend for a little while or something, too.
Well, that's entirely possible. And certainly, I've had fire seasons where we stayed at Magnolia's house and I'd go back to get him between fires, and he was already off in the bush hunting and doing his own thing. And it took me till like well into the fall before I managed to be at her house at the same time that he was hanging around. So, and he was a feral cat from the dump, and
they tend to enjoy being on their own.
Yeah, and they're emotional little guys. It's like, where's Joe?
Yeah,
they gets lonely, and I hope he shows up. I would have better feelings about having gone off fighting fire if I still have a cat at the end of it.
Well, I had a cat in the house that took a real liking to me, and I went away to a music festival. I came back and she went and defecated in all my shoes because I was sure that she was mad at me for not being there.
Right. Well, I had this fox that I was fighting with a lot, and then the dog would always chase him back when I had Skaha here. And then I went away for a weekend, and I'd left my shoes on the porch, and the fox had actually pooped on my shoes.
Yeah.
I was not impressed, man. You win this round, fox.
Yeah.
And hey, last month my mom was on the show, so this is a family show going on here. Everyone's parents coming around and kids, and my kids have been on the show sometimes, and so you just never know who's going to be on the show.
How are your kids doing, Joey?
Oh, well, Waylon just turned 8 while I was gone fighting fire, and I came back and didn't have a birthday present for him because I was traveling, and so we went to Walmart together, and God, I'm a terrible dad. Anyways, and Willow, she's wonderful. Yeah,
That's great.
she forgives me for being a deadbeat.
They look pretty happy the last time you showed pics of them.
Oh, they're great kids.
I went out to not
Very
being there
lucky.
for his birthday.
Very lucky. Any last words for everybody before we disappear for another week?
if you want to follow my social media, my Twitter is at Frankie McD, my Facebook is Frankie Down, my Instagram is Frankie McD 1984, my TikTok is Frank Down 1984, my Clapper is Frank Down 1984, my Twitch is Frank Down 1984, my Snapchat is Frankie MACD1, my YouTube channel is Dogs Wolves, and my LinkedIn's Frankie McDowell, and my dad that runs SoundCloud is Mystic Mist.
Yeah, real nice to meet you, Frank McDonald.
It's great
Glad
to
you
be
came
here.
on the show. And you can come on anytime you want. And we're not
I
really that
appreciate it.
formal here.
There you go.
So come on and talk about whatever song you're writing right now. So
That
that's
seems to make
McDonald.
my son. It makes my son happy when I come to see him. So
I could tell he was beaming there for a while.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we've seen Frankie happy before, but not too often he's happy like that.
yeah.
That was some pretty
Well,
big
that's good.
happiness.
It's good to be happy.
It is good to be happy.
Yeah.
Yes. That's something I'm working on.
And Monica's doing great so far. She's doing really well.
Monica's doing good. I'm doing good. My life is sobriety and simplicity. We got Hilda McDonald out there. Not Hilda McDonald, Farmer McDonald. Farmer McDonald, Hilding Donaldson out there in Grassy Plains, and Imogen Cookie Bailey, and she farms cookies. And Brandon Hauk.
I got breaking news, by the way.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. So it's official. July 1st, Canada Day. I'm going to be dunked in a dunk tank. Yes, that's happening.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
there might be video of that. Maybe.
About
Yeah,
a
I
week before that,
I wish it was me doing
on
it.
June 24th. So about a week before you're doing your dunk tank, I'm also going to be in a dunk tank. It's
Wow.
the Air Farm's anniversary here, so there's going to be a big party happening and big family function going on, or kid-friendly stuff, pet-friendly. They're going to have a dunk tank, and I'm going to be in it.
Well, let the
Well-
best dunk tank win, I guess.
That's funny because a week before that, Imogen, I'm going to be in a dunk tank.
Excellent.
No, wait. I'm thinking of the anniversary of when I was in the drunk tank.
Not no more, Joey.
If you want to
Yeah.
celebrate by going back in, then we can really pull out the ruler and see who's got the best tank going on.
No, yeah. Actually, you know what we do in Wildland Fire is rookies. It used to be, things are a little different these days. You know, we don't subject people to criminal behavior the way that was common in all walks of life at one time. But what you used to do, and when I first started, was when a rookie completed their first tour, is you throw them in the bladder bag. The bladder bag's a big orange bag that we put water in. You dunk the rookie in, and I've never made anyone on my crews do that before. I was joking with the rookie I had last tour that remember that time we threw him in the bladder bag? You know, say we did it, but didn't do it. But then a girl from another crew that was out with us, she didn't just, they backed the truck up and she used it like a diving board, and she launched herself in incredibly of her own volition into the bladder bag. And that's someone who's going to have a good career firefighting, because they have the spirit, and that's what you want. You want us to have the spirit. So I'm Joey Only, the Caribou Weather Dude. You can find all episodes live streaming on YouTube by Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel, and the complete episodes. You can find all the episodes ever of this show there. You can hear us on C for 88.7 in Prince George, CKW 95.9 Winnipeg, CFBX 92.5 in Kamloops, and you're watching us on Shaw Spotlight. Have yourselves a good old weekend. Thanks for coming back, even though I just disappear randomly to go live the life of adventure.
Joey and the guys, you'll see me on Base Guy Show tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Atlantic Time, 12 p.m. Pacific Time.
Okay. There, we're still live streaming, but now, hey, Shelly Selinsky, belt out a song. Oh, my teeth hurt too much to sing.
See you later, my father.
See you later, Frank.
Later,
See you
Frank.
later, Frankie.
Bye.
This is the first time that Frankie hasn't just disappeared.
Yeah, he usually, I mean, it
There
is
you
8
go.
o'clock on the dot, so he's out, but he doesn't normally say goodbye.
Yeah, there we got a couple extra seconds of Frankie there this time.
Yeah, he just cuts his feed and runs. All right. On that note, I gotta run because I actually I'm about 10 minutes away from doing another photo shoot. So
Excellent.
I'm doing a thing.
I think a faller who I've worked with a fair bit on fire is in town. And there was some people that came into my house halfway through there or partway through, and they're all, it was like, hey, you want to come for this? And I was like, I hit the mute, like I'm broadcasting right now, but I do want to see Gabe and try to eat some food and talk fire talk and all the stuff that I just got to keep to myself publicly live. But sometimes you want to brag about how awesome it is, or sometimes I don't know. I think I need to be more choosy and professional this year. I guess is what I'm saying about
We're choosy about what?
fire talk. So I might not release any videos from fire until the end of the season or something like that, right?
Okay.
Things like that.
You can take a look at some of my videos. I went to a mud bog on Saturday and put a couple of videos up with that on my channel. So
Nice.
under Major Diesel.
I got phones ringing. So maybe I should just say that's it and answer this phone.
Okay.